very Melania Trump, isn't it? Okay, so hello. Today I thought I'd show you some hats. I have a massive box of hats here to go through, and then I've got more hats upstairs which I need a ladder for, so I might do this in two parts because there's a lot of hats to get through. Right, let's start with this one. This is, I think this is egret feather, I think. I need to check on that. And it's very, I've got a little hat pin in here as well. That's a jet hat pin to hold it on. You can barely make out the label. It looks like a hand sewn label with somebody's name on, but that is a beauty. Isn't she fabulous? I've never shown you that one before. She's been in my personal collection, so I might sell her. I have to think about it. But I thought I'd show you anyway. And then up here we've got this gorgeous blue and I'm just re-gluing one of the feathers there, so I've got a pin in there just to hold it in place. Look, that's, what was that? Something went spinning off there. So look at the colours, it's blue and black feather hat. That's the inside. Some of the feathers need taming and twisting a bit, and some need just refixing, like this one has come a little loose. So I shall sit and do that later on. Like I say, I've just refixed that one on. Lovely feather platter hat. And then we've got this gorgeous, this is Liberty. I'll show you the label there. It's Liberty's label. And again, it's another feather hat. I might put some, it looks like it's had, I don't know, I might put some more feathers in there just to kind of pad it out a bit because it's a little bit thin there, but it's got a gorgeous deep red feather there, an ostrich feather here, some of these splendid longer feathers, very sort of, and then it's black velvet, and look how the velvet's kind of like, I don't know if you can see, the light's softening it out too much, but this is all kind of gathered and ruched up velvet. It's really beautiful, and that sits up like that on your head. Really, really, absolutely gorgeous. I love that find. This one is a 1960s silk pillbox hat. That's the inside, and it's comes with a matching scarf here, and it's from, can you see the scarf? That's the scarf, and it's silk, and it's Jaeger, and it's the lady that I got it from wore it as her going away hat, part of her outfit in 1960 when she got married. That's so cute, isn't that lovely? We've got a classic bowler hat. which is a Tress & Co from London. What size is that? I've got it on the website, so I'll have measured it. It's got nice sort of stitched quilted liner, so it's quite a nice one. Then there's this, which I've been wearing myself actually because it fits me and I love it. It's brown, it's Dun & Co, it's a 54 or 6 5/8, so it's quite small because I've got a tiny little head, little pin head. But yeah, it's just a classic little trilby. And then we have this, another gorgeous little sort of beret with this quilted velvet peak here. And it's like a little beret cap, which is absolutely fabulous. And that's a Dolores Boutique. That's the label there. Let's put that up there. I love this. It's just fabulous. And then we have this wonderful Philip Somerville. It's blue. Great. This is going to be fantastic for the summer weddings, with a red rose. Very 60s, 70s. Wonderful. Philip Somerville is a good hat maker. Right, where should I put that? I think if I move that off there and put that up there, put that down there. Right, let's get into the box. Right, I've just got just a modern, all the girls in the countryside wear these. Right, this one's fun. This I kind of upcycled, I suppose you'd call that. But it was just a normal kind of hat. Merida is the label. And I made it into a piratey tricorn hat. I need to iron that down again. And I put actually I probably need to restitch need to put another stitch in there again, but I've put on, can you see, like a spider cobweb lace. So I thought it was really good fun, kind of pirate, steampunk kind of hat. Then we have a classic little 70s. You've seen these, haven't you? Seen them around on You Know Who wore them. Very typical 70s. Feather hat. Oh, I can see I'm going to get in a mess here. This is a, oh, that was a drop of water in my drippy bowl there. This is a lovely little Juliet cap, and it's in a blue velvet, and it's got, I don't know whether it's going to come out, but you can see it's got like a kind of floral pattern in the velvet there. There's a tiny little bit of wear on the button there. I need to amend the listing for that. And then it's got a pink netting inside. But that sits at the nape of your one side there. That side, yeah. I think that sits at the nape of your neck, and then that's sort of, you know, to allow your hair, your fringe and whatever to come out. But that's lovely. I think she's lovely. And then this one, it's another one of my favourites. Look at the cut on that. Look at the profile on that. So a very sort of 1930s shape. with the big brim at the front and then the shorter at the back. With some ribbon around it, and it's in this kind of like furry felt. There's no maker's mark, but oh, it's lovely. I love it. Then we have a jackal, J-Sol jackal, and that is a little kind of cloche hat. Now I don't think this is an original cloche hat. I think this has been, the brim has been cut off to make it a cloche hat, because it's kind of, it's not perfectly rounded. Looks like someone's had the scissors to it basically, maybe done it for a costume. But gives the effect. Another one that's just a great dressing up fancy dress hat is this. It's just a, what's the make? British Hat Guild, and it's just got a pink ostrich feather on it. I think the ostrich feather is probably worth more than the hat. And then another feather, lovely feather hat. Again, I just need to do some remedial work to the back where the feathers are just coming loose and replace some feathers on up there. And give her a steam because she's slightly misshapen. So get her back into shape. That's the interior. But it's this lovely kind of ruched, very structured. Then with the, just the feathers framing the face there beautifully. So once I've got her all fixed and reshaped, I'll be putting her up on the website. And then this you've seen me wearing, is my wonderful witchy hat with the, it's just like a band hat, and then it's got metal banding around there so you can pull it down over your head, and then it packs flat, which is great for the suitcase, so perfect holiday hat. And it's just, the shape is just so witchy, it's just wonderful. Let me see. So I've got a thing in my hair so I couldn't pull it down properly, but you pull it down properly over your head. And then, oh, just another one of these classic trilbies. This one is a Townsend, Thomas Townsend. Just another classic trilby. We have a Victorian morning. Got some fluff on it. So a kind of crepe, oh god, there's lots of fluff on it. Fluff and cat hair. Crepe and, what was I saying? Crepe. Silk crepe. But it's kind of like that ruched up silk ribbon crepe. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. I don't know if that's a hole because it looks like it's been embroidered. No, it's not a hole, it's the, oh gosh, I've never noticed that before. You can see it's like a lace effect on there. Gosh, I've never noticed that before. Yeah. But very, very sweet with the ribbon bow underneath there. Just a little morning bonnet. And then we have, now this has got, where one of the other hats has shed black feathers on it. again, this was mine. So it's just a fab yellow wide brimmed floppy hat, like a mustard yellow, and that's a Pomona, if you can see on the label here, Pomona Boutique. But she is lovely, love her. This, oh, where's my brush? The thing with storing them all in one big box is they just get a bit, they need a box each, don't they? But I haven't got the space. It's moving everything out of the shop. It's just chaos. Everywhere is chaos. So I need to do some steaming on the netting to get that back in place. This is very Melania Trump, isn't it? Or Pretty Lady, Julia Roberts. Let's go for that. I think it's slightly better to go for that than the first option. But yeah, I just need to. It's got a little bit of a dimple there that just needs steaming out, and that is a fashion line, part of the Genevieve Louis group. So I think that's probably, well, when did Pretty Woman come out? Was it 80s? Little smoking cap, little mirrored smoking cap thing. Actually, this would go with the, you know, that green velvet smoking jacket I've got on the site at the moment. It's a different green. This is more of a kind of a tealy bluey green, but yeah, they might look good together. We have this, which is a 90s, well, no, it's probably 80s, late 80s, I think. Hang on, let me think. I'm trying to think what house I was living in at the time. It must have been, no, I was, actually, yeah, no, I think it's late 80s. It's this one. And that's a burgundy velvet with this floppy bow thing. And I think I got it from Covent Garden Market in the 80s. Right, we've got a Littlewoods cream. It's got a, I wonder if that'll come off. It's got a few little marks on there that might brush off. They will need a good brush. They don't like being in storage, they like being used and worn. And then a, oh gosh, this one's suffered in storage a bit. Again, needs a good brush. Needs a good brush, and it's got a couple of marks to see if I can wet wipe off. But that is a Susquehanna, which are apparently quite a good make, a fedora. So there's that, and again, that's going to need a little bit of steam to get that brim nice again. It's alright like when it's like that, but there you go. There we go. What size is it? I don't know. It says Mason on it. I've got this, which, oh, this makes me sad. It's a modern one. And I've only kind of kept it because I really liked the lady who brought it in. She was local, and her name was Amber, and she has passed away, and she was just so stylish, a real character. I really loved her. But anyway, she was Guy Ritchie's mum, and she lived in the same village that the shop was, and she bought this, and I've kind of kept that for sentimental value, I think. And then we have this, which is an original. It's got a corded tassel, and I can't remember what those shells are called. I've got it on, it's on the website anyway, but it's a sort of African tribal made, like an original. I don't know what they're called, they must have a specific name. It's kind of like a beanie hat. It looks like it's lost one there. Again, I'll have to amend the listing for that. But all the others are there. Then we have a classic Kangol furry. It's not real fur, it's like the same as the blue one. You know, felted fur, furry. What do you call it? It's like furry felt. Just a little beret. Kangol. Oh. Hat timber. And this is very 1930s. It's a 1970s hat, but it's got a very 1930s kind of summer on a boat somewhere, going down the Nile maybe, kind of look to it, with a chiffon scarf, floral chiffon scarf, and no maker, with a yellow trim. I've got another African hat. This is embroidered, like kind of applique embroidered, with the band, very colourful. I've got a topper. I just put that on my, I think, this is my last shop window, Halloween window, so I just put a long scarf on it. And that's a James Reed top hat. It's got a little bit of wear to the edge at the top. So it's not, I mean, it's solid. There's a little bit of a dint there. I don't think I have this one listed actually, so I need to do that. And then I've got another topper. What's that? It's got a date on it. 29th of the 5th, 1968, and it's a Dun & Co. And it's a good large size as well, actually. What size is it? It's a H25, so I need to measure that. It's got a nice height to it, like, so perfect for ascot or weddings. It's got a little bit of a mark there. So it's grey. Actually, that is a really deep brim. Normally they probably come to about there. I think that's a very deep brim. So we've got this. I've showed you this before. Oh, it's so fluffy. With the tingly danglies. And that's just a classic 1960s sheepskin. So much fun. It's got a few little marks on the interior of the sheepskin there. I think that was probably like a label or something. Mark there. But oh, it's so soft. Oh, that's that one. Gosh, it was right at the bottom. This one is another little kind of beret, and it's got these pearlies and this little kind of, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like fluffy. That's a nice silk velvet, and it's ruched up in the centre. You can see. And then it's got a little bit of moth on the lining. Purple lining. And there isn't a maker's make. But again, beautiful little kind of perchy beret. Put that down there. I have a couple of these turbans, and it's Gina Davies at Edward Mann. This one has a little nick in there. It looks like a pair of scissors have just nicked it. Just in the front there. So I could do a few stitches just to stitch that back. But oh no, that's the back. There we are. So yeah, so that's fine. That's just, oh, actually you could just tuck that under or something. Anyway, that's the, is that the back? No, that's the back. That's the back. That, yeah, so that's the front. Put a brooch or something on there. Fab little turban. It doesn't have lining. Linings come out of that one. I've got a couple of them. The other one's fine. It doesn't have. Where's the other one? That's the other one. Oh, no, it's not fine. This one's got marks on it. So it looks like hair dye marks or makeup or something. So, but that is, yeah, yeah, it's makeup. Look, because it's on the underside. So yeah, you can't see it, but you need to tuck it under. If that makes sense. Then we have a chauffeur's hat. Would have had a badge on it at some point. Just a vinyl strap. Just a typical chauffeur. And these are back in this year. Corduroy baker boy hats. They're having their time again, aren't they? So 60s, 70s groovy baker boy hat. No label. That's the inside. Right. So that's it for this box. I need to go and get the other box, and I really, really, really need a cup of coffee. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will be back soon.